Well, hello, folks. I'm L.A. Little, and this is today's short take. One of the things I was working on recently and more or less finished, probably will do a little bit more polishing, is a shared watch list. Shared being that other members of TA Today can actually get to these watch lists that I create. There's a whole bunch of them I create. The earnings, the trading signals themselves, and so forth. The one I created here recently or started adding to was these major subsectors. And I was interested in putting enough on here to where we could at a glance find any sectors that were moving. So kind of once a week you come out, you look at this, you see what it's doing. For example, I put a couple new ETFs on here I haven't been tracking. One being the Guggenheim Timber ETF. And if you look at it on a daily time frame, this thing's coming back for whatever reason. There was a big volume surge on Friday, but it's coming in these swing point lows. Looks like it's retesting. If you go out to a weekly time frame, here you can see that it's actually coming back to do a retest or regenerate off that into the support area. And so that typically is not a bad place to be thinking about potentially buying something. It's the second, third time back, depending on which breakout you're looking at. This particular breakout, it's the second or third time back. So the probabilities are not as high. You don't want to jump into this. But as it fades back in here, you can get a feel for what's in it. And of course, you can go look at that ETF, Google it, see what's inside of it, and maybe cherry pick one or two of the strongest stocks in it. As far as doing that process, there's another one down here. It's called Wood, which is essentially the same sort of an idea. And let me find Wood right quick. There it is. And this one's a global ETF. And you can see it's doing the same sort of thing. So you're seeing the same sort of pattern as this one comes back. So the breakout was here. You've had this retest. You had another retest. Same thing. So you have the exact same pattern. This one has a little bit a better volume patterns to look at, so I probably would lean on this one more than the other one. So one of the things I'll be doing is trying to decide which of these makes sense to watch and potentially get rid of one of them. But you can see the test here, test there, a little bit more volume on each. Coming into this swing part, point bar and these breakout bars, volume about the same. So again, not something I'd rush into. And if you look at this one, you can see the zone is at the bottom end of it. So I'd probably be watching for this to test into this area, see how it tests into it, see if it makes sense to maybe pick a stock in it or just the ETF itself. Timber, ETFs. This week I'll be highlighting some of the better looking ETFs in this shared watch list for you. That is today's short take.